My name is Toby Okechukwu. I represent an area of Gwoje River Federal Constituency from Enugu State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I'm happy that we are discussing the budget, particularly at this auspicious time. A budget of 8.3 trillion would appear to be such a high figure. But when you actually compare it or look at it alongside what the exchange rate is and what it was, 185 or 180 naira, as against 360 now, if you divide it, you are actually dealing with a budget that is about 4 trillion compared to 4 years back. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, there are a number of things we have to deal with. One of them is that we have statutory transfers of 492 billion, recurrent expenditure of 4 trillion. When you add that to 2.22 trillion of capital expenditure, what it gives you, in essence, is about 6 trillion. The remaining part of the budget, which is about 2.2 trillion, is for debt servicing. And you now begin to look at what are you really dealing with. And you compare that with budget performance of this year, which ordinarily the capital expenditure is usually the victim. You now know 30% of capital implementation this year means that at the end of the year, you will be talking about what goes to the rest of Nigerians, about 1 trillion. That is what this real situation is. But my worry, actually, is that the capital expenditure for this year is much less than the amount you are going to use for debt servicing. The capital expenditure is 2 trillion or 2 trillion, 31 billion naira. But the debt servicing is 2.2 trillion, which means that the money you are investing in capital expenditure, which we use to pay back the loans, is not up to speed. At the end of the day, you end up shifting your problem till tomorrow, to a point where the debt will be almost half of the budget. It's dangerous. And I would want this parliament to use the laws the clauses will enshrine in the budget to correct this defect. And how do we do it? Mr. Speaker, nobody borrows money to go and begin to spend on overhead. You can't borrow money for recurrent expenditure. You can't borrow money to go and begin to pay back money, to pay your old debt. You borrow money for specific development, which when you correlate it with your revenue, that investment in capital expenditure will be able to pay back the loan. You must match every borrowing to capital expenditure, to specific projects. I'll give you an example. We borrowed 2.8 euro bond, dollars euro bond, 2.8 billion euros. At the end of the day, our capital expenditure has not been funded up to 40%. And you begin to wonder, how are you going to pay back this money tomorrow? The only borrowing which I think makes a lot of sense for me is the Sukuk fund. Because once you borrow through Sukuk, the people you are borrowing from want to know the specific projects which you want to use it for. And once you borrow this money and give it to allocate it to projects, the people who are working in these sectors of the economy, they want to kill themselves trying to earn the money. But insofar as we are going to continue borrowing without knowing particularly what we are going to use it for, it gives gap for a lot of lapses, as in this instance. So I would like, when we are approving any money for any borrowing, it has to be tied specifically to projects. Two is that I wouldn't want a situation where our budgets are planned to fail. Budgets are planned to fail, or you plan to fail in any activity when you begin to tell yourself a lie. Today, we have budgeted for the past 5-6 years that we produce 2.3 million barrels per day. We know that for the past 3 years, we have not been able to approach that figure in terms of production on the ground. And as of today, OPEC has given us a figure of 1.6 trillion, or 1.6 million barrels as our benchmark for production. So if we now say it is 2.3 million barrels, we are telling ourselves a lie, because you cannot earn that money. And at the end of the day, we will plan to fail. So I will suggest that we need to engage the ministries when this budget goes to the various committees, so that the truth will eventually have to come up. I do not mind if this becomes 6 trillion, the 6 trillion naira budget, insofar as it is realistic. Anything that comes within this budget should be implementable. And that is why in other jurisdictions, like America, they simply establish their debt ceiling. Your debt ceiling is that you borrow up to a certain extent, but no item that is stated in any appropriation act in America will not be funded. The executive will be authorized to borrow to the point of implementing every item in the budget. But when we borrow and when we make an appropriation act and we just think that anything goes, I do not think it's realistic planning. It leads to a lot of things. You start to implement a project, midway is abandoned because there's no fund for it. You can't meet your targets. Your growth plans cannot be met. So, Mr. Speaker, I believe that we, as a parliament, will have to establish some basics in terms of, one, borrowing, two, making our budget realistic. From the MTF to, we must be realistic, not just, flying figures here and there. I'm not interested in whether it is 8 trillion or 6 trillion, insofar as we can implement what is in an appropriation act. Whatever we are not able to accommodate this year, next year we accommodate it. Thank you very much.